Hello. Yellow. Hello, twit.
Do. Okay. That's how songs are made at times, self. Before you know it, was like
Really. Don't let's start this today. Do not. We're not even doing that. We're not doing that today.
Yes, so she says she's not doing it, but she has already started it. It's the Boom Bar, your Boom Radio NG. My name is Shola Rogers, hanging out with my drink.
Hi, my name is Ola Delukwa. For people that do not know, I'm sure that you've probably not heard the name before. It's Ola Delukwa. Just telling you again, the one and only. I'm hanging out with some jealous human being right here. But we'll manage them. We'll manage them.
Oh, my manager will not last long, so everybody's managing somebody.
Me, I'm not managing. They're not managing me. Okay. Everybody's happy to have me.
We shall see.
They're happy to have me.
Today.
They're happy to have me. Excuse me. Thank you very much.
So, this is not what the Boomba is about.
What's that supposed to mean? What exactly is that supposed to mean?
Just in case
that is
you're just tuning in.
That is condescending. That is insulting.
Thank you.
That is I'm looking for
is that all?
You can continue.
Google English now.
I'm just telling you.
Just Google abusive English words, and I'm sure you will get something that would be right up.
That's unfair.
Okay, now we're going to fairness. Okay, I thought you were even going to throw the toxic card and the masculinity and the other things that women are using lately. But hey, not all women, just Dolupa and her friends. It's the Boom Bar, your Boom Radio NG, like she said. And of course, if you're just joining us for the first time ever, like ever, we forgive you. We forgive you. You are forgiven. Missing out so much. I don't know for you, but what is it about? What exactly do you miss? You miss an opportunity, to kick back, relax, while we do the heavy lifting for you. You understand? We're talking politics, we're talking entertainment, we're talking sports, and everything in between. That's what the Boomba is about. But we don't just talk. We prefer solutions. We are unbiased, except it's the Super Eagles. Then I'm kind of biased, and every other thing, you understand.
You can't tell a lot of things that are biased with. But anyway, we do not come here to talk
Newcastle. Super Eagles.
Oh my God! Okay, so you know what?
Lewis Hamilton.
Since you're Rafael Nadal. Exactly.
You see, I said we're not biased. You see,
you're not.
Do you see?
You're not.
Do you see?
If I start counting those days, we are just in the matter of seconds. You already counted for.
NSC, gin and tonic. Generally, spirits are alcohol. Let's stop.
No, you're the one that was counting.
Well, it's a bar. We have the drinks. We have the guys, and it's time for.
But anyway, so you know what? I think we should start from, since we already started talking sports. Let's talk about sports, and we know that there was a lot of issues with the transfer window, which I'm still.
We actually had a long.
Sorry.
List. Oh wait, look! Apologies for not coming through yesterday. We actually had a
what
long
happened?
list.
Okay, there was just.
Yeah.
Okay.
The internet.
Oh yeah, that's true. You had a long list of what the people that moved and people that don't move, which I'm hoping that most people know already.
So.
But you know what is pissing me off, and I still reiterate it, and I still stand by it.
Be careful, guys. She's pissed off.
Is why Arteta is still. Why? Please, did you see the nonsense that happened? How do you let 13 people go
out,
and then only 3 people?
And the 3 that came in,
they are not even.
None of them are going to play.
I'm lost. Like, what are you thinking?
Oh well, a lot of people.
And you people still don't agree with me that guy needs to go.
A lot of people are saying, of course, if you understand the structure of football, that it's not Arteta, it's the management, the director of football, and the rest of them. Because what it basically means is that we all know that the coach or manager would signify interest in a certain type of player. It's their job to get the player. Of course, we've seen cases of, in the days of Arsene Wenger, who would personally travel to meet a player or speak with the player on the phone. Classic Alex Ferguson.
It doesn't look like he
it doesn't
was
look like Arteta has that kind of
charisma and that kind of
I'm still a big Arteta fan.
I'm not.
But
I wasn't.
This transfer window,
I wasn't. I still am. No.
Shall I say for Arsenal, shambolic as at
I
its
want
best.
to see. I want to see how they want to enter.
You know the real
with this.
You know the real question.
Yeah.
You have a guy who has about 18 months left on his contract,
and you let him go.
Then you have two players who have only 6 months left on their contract, and you keep them. And a player that has 6 months left, 6 months to the end of your contract, it is usually in their contract that they can talk to anybody. So
and you let him go.
When I said this, a big Arsenal fan who is probably watching said, "Oh, they cut a part of the wage bill." See, guys, it's not always about the bottom line.
Bill.
It's always about
see, if it's about bottom line, do you know what it means to make money, to actually win? Do you know how much money you get when you win these leagues? Like, I don't get it. If it's actually about the money as well.
As an Arsenal fan,
I'm lost.
That you are, Dolukbo, do you think Arsenal can afford to miss Europe back to back? After going like 16 or so years without missing Europe. This
is first time they don't even play Europa.
And you think that Arsenal can afford to miss Europe? And with this
squad again, how do you expect to make any sense? I'm lost. I'm trying to make it make sense.
I still feel that Aubameyang was not treated properly, but my opinion, you guys don't have to agree.
I honestly
with
think
me.
that
you don't have to agree.
Of course, he had dropped from majorly, but I think that it was too much of in a haste. They were too much in a haste to dispose of him.
That's the problem.
They were too much in a haste, which is normally not the Arsenal kind of way.
All right, let's not dwell too much on Arsenal.
But anyway, moving on, still talking about football and maybe a bit of football today. The news of Mason Greenwood was all over the news this weekend, and also reports reaching us today now. He's been granted bail, even though a lot of as of yesterday and 2 days ago, a lot of players have been unfollowing him on social media. These endorsements that he had with Nike has been suspended for now, pending the investigation and all that. There's also suspension from the club, even though they say that they're still going to have to be paying his wages.
Oh yeah, that's a standard, but that to them that's a small price to pay, because you can't be seen to be endorsing such animalistic acts when a man, a human being starts to degrade another one. When you start to debase someone.
I try these days, as much as the pictures, and even there was an audio recording that was the pictures were really graphic, but these days I try to be very careful with these things. Why? Because we've seen how people got lied against. Not once, not twice. Talking about that, I don't know if you saw it. There was something that was going on Twitter yesterday. I don't know if you noticed. There was a particular lady in Nigeria that had accused a photographer of kind of harassing and molesting her and all that and all that. And of course we know it's OGs, and it was back and forth. And until the guy now came to say, like, she didn't want to pay and all that, and then everybody now realized the real story. Then she posted a picture, she posted a video yesterday, and then it's almost like people woke up from their slumber like that.
She posted that video on Monday. She had stayed off Twitter for months.
After she saw that she's going caught.
Post that video, and people came for her,
which I'm all for.
And they showed the old video where she was complaining about sexual harassment, and the photographer touched her hand on her hip and adjusted her fingers, lifted her chin up in one place. It's just basically normal things that photographers do in that kind of situation. She claimed that they were friends on Twitter, but that when they saw in real life, the guy was
stepping up.
Then she complained about the guy's vibes and what she saw as sexual harassment to the owner of the brand that she was
Working
representing,
with.
but the woman said she didn't see anything. And she said that the woman was busy going to get, because she started explaining yesterday again, was busy going to get jewelry for her.
I didn't even go back to.
Yesterday she wrote a whole thread, to get jewelry for her, and in between that time that the woman said she didn't see nothing wrong. Then there was our own PA. She had a PA, and her PA also didn't see anything. So it was when she told the PA that the PA now started noticing that there was something wrong. And she says that if they have to go to court again, because the guy was about to sue her the last time, then her mom called the guy, and the guy quashed the case. But she's like, if the king, and she didn't ask her mom to do it, her mom just went behind her back. So the thing she's saying is that if the thing gets to court, her PA would be the witness, and a few lawyers came there to tell her that someone that you pay that is on your payroll cannot be a character witness for you.
You can't.
There's no way it's a word against the guy and the woman who even commissioned the job. So yeah, back and forth. She sounded convincing in her own side of the story, but truth is there is a live video of when this shoot was taking place, and there's nothing
there was
like
really
that.
Nothing there. Yeah.
There's nothing like that.
It's that's what I'm saying. So at times when we juxtapose it back to it's very funny. Let me put it like that. I try to be very, not until like.
So, but what you're saying, you're trying to be cautious because of Mason Greenwood's issue. But this is where I am not. This is why I'm not holding back. Listen to the audio. If it was not him, he will come out to say, "Oh, that was not me. That's not my voice." Listen to the audio, look at the pictures, look at all the proof. It's almost incontrovertible. Like, it's almost an open and shut case. The only thing, I'm not a lawyer, but the only thing that might sway the people out there who are angry is if he can prove
that it wasn't him.
That it was self-defense or she started it. Either way, you still shouldn't have gone that far.
Just remove yourself from
this
the
is
situation.
Where we make mistakes, and every time you cross that line, just know that anything can happen. You do not have the right to lay your hands on anybody. Now, it's not only men that we're talking about. Oh yeah,
everybody.
Because this thing is being twisted upside down. Because when a woman assaults a man physically, the person tends to get away with it. You understand? There's a video making the rounds of an Uber driver in Abuja. This happened yesterday in Abuja.
Yeah, where the lady was assaulting. Yeah. And I like that guy's... The woman's daughter was in front.
No, there was one in front. There was another child at the back. And just basically calming situations down. You get? And she actually physically assaulted this guy. Some people said the guy was unprofessional. He was saying things like, I don't need your money and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I get that part of it, but
where does being unprofessional, where does it come with add up to hitting someone?
There are ways that Uber or Taxify would deal with such situations.
Yes.
Boat.
But where does it come off hitting someone else?
Physical, abuse. What? If that guy had lost control of that vehicle, it would have been worse.
Because
he was actually in motion.
Because for me, when it comes to like physical abuse and all that, no matter what the other person did, that cancels out anything.
So yet again, I say, reverse the roles. Male,
you can imagine if
male
that
passenger,
was, oh God, will I be
female Uber driver, they would have shut down
free Kiriko.
They would have shut down Twitter and Facebook and Instagram by now. So what I'm saying is that we should not be gender centric to these things. We should not be gender biased. We should have an open mind to say all matters of physical abuse, sexual harassment and everything is wrong, and nobody should bring gender into it. So we should look at that. So I'm not going to cut Mason Greenwood any slack because he still has not tried to, and he had the opportunity even before he was arrested, and now he's out on bail. He should do something about it if it is not that he is innocent.
Okay, so there's something that I saw now, and I know that we talked about it a few weeks ago. It's very interesting because this is exactly the spin that we thought it was going to come out. I'm sure you'll be surprised. Remember a video that we saw a few weeks ago about, I think it was in the East, where people saw three guys eating feces.
Yeah.
Remember that video?
Smack dab in the middle of
Smack dab in the middle of the road. They have now come out to say, guess what their defense is?
So they were recording a skit.
Exactly.
Yeah. That was even last week or so. Yeah, so of course.
Like, seriously?
I am not surprised. This is what it always comes down to. And let's even play along with this concept of you recording a skit. It's a comedy skit, right? Because these skits are supposed to be funny, right? Isn't that the driving force?
Yeah.
And you need eyeballs on them. You need people to watch them on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, and all other platforms, right?
Yeah.
Who wants to watch anybody eating feces or pretending to
Exactly
eat
my
feces?
point. Like, I think that we do not draw the line. I know that I have a very warped mind when it comes to comedy. And I think that most of Nigerian comedy, I was having a discussion with, I think it was Biola last weekend. And he was asking, and I was talking about how come I don't like Nigerian comedy. I said, for me, number one, a lot of these skits and comedy boils down to more of being foolish and being dumb than being funny. Like, you can be funny and not be dumb.
And a lot of them are misogynist too.
Like, misogynistic. They're really, like, silly.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So I'm like, you can be funny and not be silly.
Yeah. And
so which is what we see a lot. So I don't see the
amazingly funny guys out there.
So I don't see the interesting part in a lot of Nigerian comedy. So if we juxtapose that to what you said, and you're talking about how someone is trying to or pretending to eat feces, what part of that is supposed to be funny?
Where's the funny part of that? You know, that's my own thing too, though. Like, where exactly is the funny part of all of this? You get so having said that, yeah. I don't want to dwell on them anymore. We knew this is what they were going to say, but in fairness to everybody has a story to tell. For me, I don't believe it. I just think it's dumb, it's stupid. And we knew it was going to come down to this.
Yeah, and talking about movies and all that, an NGO and a called Smoke Free Nollywood and the National Film and Video Censors Board have launched a digital media campaign to discourage smoking scenes in movies that are watched by children.
Yeah. I know that we all have vices. We put them down to a single English word, vice. A vice. What's your vice? People say, do you drink? Do you smoke? Do you womanize? You know, these are things that have been put in the same category, right? But you see, but medically and otherwise, they're not even supposed to be related in any way. And people are impressionable, especially children. You know, a child sees you climb on top of a chair in your presence or in your absence. That child is going to try it. You know, a child sees you drink water, he wants to drink it. Says you jump into the pool, he wants to jump into the pool, even if it's the deepest end of the pool and the child doesn't know the difference. So children and young people are impressionable, and they tend to look up to role models in society, actors, you know, sports people. Yeah. And we have celebrities now who are just celebrities for being celebrities.
For being popular.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. It's good. It's their thing. So I like to go with that to say it might not be the exact reason why people take to smoking, but it might end up reducing it. Because a lot of people would be exposed to things and they want to try it out. So I like what that NGO is doing. I know that the censors board, the film censors board, I talked about.
They're really clamping down on a lot of movies.
Clamping down on smoking scenes
we saw they've been doing that a lot, even for movies being shown in cinemas. We saw how Marvel, the Eternals, was actually not shown for weeks in Nigerian cinemas because they had to edit, and it's not the first time this is happening. They seem to.
And you know who's regulating skits and stuff?
That's also another
Nobody.
thing. Nobody's doing that.
The plan to do this is good. I'm not going to believe
execution.
How you going to, see to it?
Yeah, that's it also. So let's move off
because
that.
Another solution is to actually have a sit down with the core
the people
of the
that
creators.
actually make this thing.
Have a sit down with them and say, guys, come, can we make this thing work this way? People underestimate the power of the media, and when I say media, I don't just mean the broadcast media. I mean,
media is really broad.
Yeah.
It's really broad,
and you would wonder why a lot of Africans want to travel to Europe. They want to travel to America. How? Why? You know why? It's what they see.
What they see.
It's all up in their faces. You open your phone. There's this movie and that, and oh my God, this is what it looks like.
It's heavenly.
So if that is happening to your people, what about the stuff that you're making locally? It's also going to influence them.
It's influencing
So the
everybody.
power that they wield should at least be used positively also. It won't stifle your creativity if you downplay some of these so-called vices.
Okay, so like I said, let's move a little bit to politics, and this is a very laughable one. I'm sorry for people that don't get it, but it's a little laughable. Remember, was it yesterday or 2 days ago? We did not. I think I was going to talk about it on Boomba yesterday. It was Boomba that we didn't have yesterday. That the former governor of Lagos State. So you just saw his tweets on
Akinwumi
Ambode. We hadn't seen him like forever, and then okay, and then where he was talking about how the youth need to go get PVC.
He was thanking the youth for their endorsement of him.
Really? Man, no. Anyway, so now somebody else has come up with what he said, or maybe people just remember like, oh, this person is this here. So it looks like a particular person, a People's Democratic Party chieftain by the name of Pelumi Olajengbesi. Okay, that's the first time I'm pronouncing that, guys. Anyway, Pelumi Olajengbesi has urged the former governor of Lagos State, Akinwumi Ambode, to learn from the Edo State governor, who defeated godfatherism with his re-election in September 2020.
Okay, what's that supposed to do with anything?
So yeah, that he should contest again, and that he would it was godfatherism that took him out of being. Okay,
so this is the scenario. Ambode should go to the PDP, then
contest on the PDP,
take over the machinery of the PDP in Lagos. And then win. Then defeat is perceived godfather. So that's the parallel that they're trying.
Yeah, exactly.
It's good advice now. The question is, will Ambode take that advice? It's good advice for him now. He's a politician. Should his career be over after only 4 years as governor?
So he's saying that by breaking his political silence since he was kicked out by godfathers of Lagos politics.
But he actually contested the primaries and he lost.
But he contested the primaries. He wasn't kicked out.
If he was kicked out, he probably wouldn't get a chance to contest the primaries.
In fact, it was direct primaries, point blank.
Very open.
Very open.
But
unfortunately,
maybe Mr. Ambode should take this advice. You never can tell. It actually makes it better when we have more people throwing their heart into the ring. Like let's get it done. Let's do it. Let's get it on. So, hey. We never can tell. It's only that there's one person that will not be happy with that. Lagos for Lagos. The movement of APC members that crossed to the PDP. And they were received by like 5 PDP governors. You understand? Wow. Into the APC, into the PDP in Lagos. So,
Kidos.
That guy wants to be governor.
He wants to be governor.
Gender
Wait, I have a question.
I would like to interview.
No, there are a few people, though, because this one that a lot of governors decided to come and welcome him into the PDP. Yes. Yeah. What happens to? Remember the uncle that wanted to be governor, then he wanted to be.
Then he went to Senate and he didn't.
And then they still trashed him.
Yeah, that's the
what's his name?
Amen Estate guy.
Yeah, the BOG.
Yeah.
What happens to him?
He has not spoken yet.
What's gonna happen to Jimmy Agbaje?
Well, Jimmy Agbaje
does not want to be. Okay, it's not his time. It's not yet.
We're moving to Jimmy Agbaje.
It's not
season.
yet.
You know.
It's not time yet. There's a time that he.
I think in the summer when the transfer window is finally
open. When the transfer window is open, and then where he's hibernating from, the sun helps him reemerge. Yeah, okay, I like
summertime.
Chop local.
Uncle Jimmy. We'll see you.
We'll see you this
summer. We are here for all of you people.
We are here for all of you.
By us, we are here for everybody. We love you.
Let's move all the way to the house, the National House of Assembly.
Is this not house that we are in? Is this not a house?
It's not the
where they are talking
National
about
Assembly. House. It's a different house.
I beg, which house? Is it because they want to spend $1 billion to
exactly because they literally determine everything that happens. So it's the house.
Where's my wallet too?
It's the house. I don't know.
Is there pickpocket in this office?
I don't know. You should start checking. The house.
Admin.
What's that supposed to mean?
HR, I'm looking for my wallet too.
Anyway.
So
the house of the. Let's start from the lower house.
Busy.
Yeah, they've been really.
I was watching a bit of their stream live on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching the Senate, and they were streaming both of them.
Okay,
nice.
So let's start from the lower house. The lower house has really been busy, beginning to yesterday and today. One thing that is on everybody's lips is the bill that is planning to scrap the NSCDC. That's the Nigerian Security. What are they called? Civil Defense Corps. Yes, the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps. Yeah, NSCDC. And it is sponsored by Honorable Shina Pella.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that, and basically what his argument is that you cannot, that they're literally duplicating efforts. That he's not saying that they're not useful, but that they should be absorbed by the Nigerian police. Because according to him, there's nothing that the NSCDC does that the police doesn't do already.
Okay.
So basically, absorb them, assets and personnel, and then everybody is under the Nigerian police force. According to him, it's saying that every year there is also adding that the amount of money that is being used to run the NSCDC, taking the last budget. For example, it says about almost 100 billion naira was in the budget that is going to be used to run the NSCDC this year.
Okay, so I like it when we have intelligent discourse on different sides, and it's a good idea coming from him. But what difference does it make at the end of the day?
I was going to say that too, because if we're not
are you going to
losing,
if you absorb?
If you're not,
let's assume that NSCDC now, we don't know their strength, yeah, but let's assume that there are 100,000 personnel of the NSCDC.
You're paying the same salaries.
When you absorb them into the police, if their salary scale is not different, if it's lower than the police, that means you have to up it.
You have to up it, exactly.
You get, because they are going to do some kind of reconciliation.
Yeah. So if it's their offices, it means that you're going to change those same offices to police stations, which means that it's still the same amount of money that you're going to use to run.
You're going to spend more.
So at the end of the day, you might maybe not even spend more, but you will spend. You are not even reducing your cost.
Listen. The NSCDC offices are not run as police stations. So there's a certain level of cost that they incur, as against the kind of cost that the police station will incur. So whatever, incur. So the thing is, you might end up spending more. So if the idea of merging the NSCDC
is about
saving funds,
it might not work.
I have always said it here and everywhere I get a chance. We are under-policed. Statistically, we do not have the ratio of cops to people or police officers to people. So, but the NSCDC is performing several functions.
Yeah.
And they have specialized services that they prefer to, that they carry out. So, if you bring them into the police, it doesn't take away the fact that the service that they are providing, where they're providing, is
going to change.
It will disappear.
To be.
So,
it might
the
not
only
change.
solution still remains that you even empower them more and allow them become specialized in what they do, while increasing the number of police personnel that we have in Nigeria. I like to say that we must create special forces too, that are specialized in different aspects of security. Look at the structure of the Nigerian police. You have the traffic corps, then you have the regular policemen, but you also have the mobile police arm of things. Then even within the regular policemen, there's the IG's unit that does some specialized work. There are task forces here and there. And those are the things that we need. So I think we need to empower the police more, and train them. What the police really needs is training and equipment. Look at the story making the rounds yesterday. The new process of recruitment.
Yeah.
I don't want to believe this, but it is said that over 90% of the people who are trying to join the police
get 30%
failed,
and
they failed their entry exams into the police,
and that's where it comes from. Imagine if those people are now absorbed into the police. What kind of policemen?
Will still be the way things are run.
What kind of police force are we dealing with? For me, I would say that I'm very torn on the issue of the NSCDC, because the truth is that even with the NSCDC, what he's saying is that you absorb them into. We know that NSCDC, especially with the security situation of Nigeria, they're doing a lot as well. Meaning that what they're doing is not going to reduce. There's the quota, or the number of security personnel we have in Nigeria will not reduce or increase. It will just change the fact that you have more policemen, but you don't have NSCDC again. So at the end of the day,
that's a bit of a cosmetic solution.
For me, if you're not increasing the number as a whole, let's be honest with ourselves. I'm sure even the NSCDC needs to be increased. The police needs to be increased.
That's what we're saying.
The army needs to be increased.
Yeah.
Everywhere, like every single even the Amotekons and the Ebubeagus of these states, they all need to be increased.
Exactly.
So I think that the first thing that we should deal with is increase the number. If maybe you now have the police to a certain level, and then you think that, okay, there's no need for NSCDC, then you absorb them in. Then we can have a discussion. Not especially when we have a security situation in Nigeria. I don't think it's going to do anything. It's going to help in any way.
Let's move away.
That's me for personally. A lot of people are going on about it. Talking about the NSCDC, a former senator, Shehu Sani, has come out to say that a bill scrapping the NSCDC is actually retrogressive. But for people that do not know, this bill that we're talking about has officially passed the first reading in the House of Representatives today.
Well, we do not. I do not support the scrapping of the NSCDC or the merging of the NSCDC into the police force. The other time, that's how they went ahead and said they were going to bring the road safety corps into the police. Let's delineate these things. It helps them function better when they have their own structure and everything.
There's less bottleneck.
It's a specialized
there's
service.
Less bureaucracy and all that dealing with. It's like you're literally giving the IG more work to do at the end of the day. So now talking about that, okay, why did you close? So still talking about the House of Representatives, another bill that has passed the second reading today is the bill extending the jail term for insider fraud by bank employees. So according to the House of Representatives, they're saying that according to a report in November last year by the EFCC, they're saying about 90% of bank frauds that are being perpetrated, or people's money is getting stolen and all that, 90% of them is involved there is always an insider involved in these banks. There's always an insider involved.
Okay, carry on.
So what they're saying now is that they need to make the house is trying to make give steeper punishment for people that are caught doing this.
Remember, there's a Yoruba saying that goes this way. I will interpret it. Bí ògiri ò lanu, alangba ò lè kó. Ogiri in Yoruba means the wall. That if the wall does not have a crack in itself, or in it, there's no way the lizard can get into that. So the wall in this case is the bank. And of course, what's the crack? Who's opening the crack? It's the insiders. We know about insider trading in corporate bodies. We also know about insider criminals who would not think twice before leaking your information. They're the ones that's going to tell, this person is always withdrawing large chunks of money, go for him and all of that. Because not everybody. It's just the way there were serious allegations about how criminals had penetrated the police, how criminals had joined the defunct SARS and all of that. You see, because they function better when they have someone on the inside. If you catch them, and when you catch them, and you deal with them mercilessly, the way they deal with people mercilessly, it will be a good thing. So even this 20-year thing that they're talking about as punishment, I think it should be. I don't know what it is at the moment. I don't know what the punishment is for insiders who defraud bank customers.
Yeah.
With criminals on the outside. I listened to an audio of an alleged bank fraudster.
Yeah.
Who was telling someone that they are just taking some money off his account, that they just pitied him, and that's why they removed 900 and something K that they could have taken, but they looked at and they saw that he was a poor man, and this and that, and the guy kept on engaging them because he called. They always have this number that will tell you to call, and they're like, look, that he's just making noise, that there's nothing they can do, that they work with bank people, and the guy kept on reiterating that they work with that. Okay, and the guy kept on saying, where do you think we get your information from?
Which is true, which is very true. That's actually how they get it.
The pep was saying, where do you think we get? And every Nigerian has gotten this call or this SMS, but especially this particular call that calls you and the person calls your name and mentions the fact that you have an account in a particular bank. You get, and the next thing they're telling you that they want to confirm your BVN or one stupid thing, and no, they call me.
Don't call me. I don't know you.
Don't call me.
I don't know you. Leave my BVN.
So please, if you get a call from anybody,
I think it's time we
anybody,
need to be very. This happens
anybody
to someone that I
claiming
know
to be your
really,
bank,
really well.
cut the call, and now initiate the call to your bank directly. Tell them who called you. Simple things that you can do. Copy that number, put it on Truecaller. Copy that number, put it in your Google search. You will be shocked at the kind of information that you will find.
You get.
Don't listen to anybody telling you they want to help you activate something. Did you initiate it? Some will confuse you and tell you bought something online, and you're like, no, you didn't buy. Okay, are you sure? Let's help you check. No.
Don't check for me. I don't want. I don't know you.
Don't check.
I don't know your daddy.
And as soon as that happens, please block your card. Block your account. So how do you do that? You call the authentic bank number. You call your
bank number, and then they do it.
You're not my account officer.
So,
and you're not calling from the bank's official number. Why should I believe you?
Why should I believe you?
Anybody can make this call.
In fact, most of the time, when banks want you, they send you a mail and they ask you to come in. You come in. You don't just give those things online. So, moving off that, I'm moving to the Senate. The Senate has now passed the bill for the Federal University of Technology Act 2004. This bill that has been officially amended was the bill that established the Federal University of Technology Akure and the Federal Polytechnic of Kwara State. So now they have now amended the bill, and they now made the Federal Polytechnic of now a university.
This is good news for everybody that's associated with the Federal Polytechnic offer. But I have an opinion.
Yep.
don't like the piecemeal upgrades that are being done.
Yeah, the upgrades are.
Yaba Tech has been upgraded from a polytechnic to university. They did that a few years ago, right? But it's still being called Yaba Tech anyway. I think Cardinal Poly became a university or something. What I believe is that there's some form of classism.
No, there is. My own issue is, why do we need to upgrade them?
We don't.
Why can't we just...
No, we should upgrade them. This is my opinion. That why do we have this classism? Why do we have this opinion where this is a polytechnic and this is a university?
That's where
now the polytechnic guy. The polytechnic guy, in some cases, is better. No,
a lot of cases,
better trained, better educated.
A lot of cases,
you see them, the ones in the technical.
They're more hands-on.
They go out, do their internships and everything. Then they come out and they're telling them, because they went to a polytechnic and this person studied banking and finance from a polytechnic. This one studied from a uni. The one in uni is better. No.
And
so what I'm saying is, harmonize the old structure and let's have universities all through.
I have a little bit of divergent view. I'm like, we all know that someone that went to a polytechnic, did your OND and your HND, is supposed to have the same qualification as someone with a university degree. Yeah? Why do we need to upgrade to a university? Why is there a classism in the first place?
Okay, so
that's my issue. Like,
how many polytechnics have you heard about in America, the UK, and all those places?
I don't know. Not sure.
They don't really exist in those places. They don't. So why don't we just help the students who go there? Let the lecturers be paid the same amount of money. Let the funding being provided to federal universities.
What you're saying is that our tertiary institutions should just be universities.
That's it. You finish school, you write your... Why am I writing UTME, then I'm writing OPC and whatever? Let everybody
remember that
put on the same
UTME,
pedestal.
JAM did that now, that everybody writes the same exam.
That's
Before,
why it should
they
be.
used to write like poly JAM. There's nothing like that anymore.
That's
and
exactly
I think that's where
it
starts from, like, when we all get into school with the same level, then maybe we can now start reducing those things. Also,
that's why it should
today
be.
Another bill was passed to establish the School of Mines and Geological Studies, GUYUK.
Welcome.
They're saying that there's not a lot of schools and there are not a lot of specialized courses that have to do with this. A lot of people, they're claiming that a lot of people have to be brought into Nigeria with that work in all these places. So I think it's a good thing to actually have specialized schools for these things.
It is a good thing.
Especially when we're trying to diversify.
It is a good thing. It is a good thing. And this is a step in the right direction.
Okay, so let's move off that. And then there's a story that popped up today. And it's about a court. And this court is, according to history, is supposed to be the oldest Nigerian court. It is called Igbo Shere Court.
Yeah. And
this court was actually burnt.
Yeah.
Which is supposed to be a monument, was burnt during the NSAS.
It's not. It was even acting more than, because it was still very functional.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, not just for me. It's that court will definitely be filled with history. According to history that I found out today, it was actually the highest Nigerian court at some point.
Yes. The thing about this is a touchy topic for some people, but it's not for me. I like the way the report that was put out, I think it was Channel Steve or someone wrote that, and again, of course, Lagos State government also said that it was torched by hoodlums who took advantage of the NSAS protest to wreak havoc. You get so their NSAS people, the real NSAS protesters, it's not about you. You didn't burn any court, but the courts were burnt anyway.
It was burnt.
Police stations were destroyed anyway, and I feel that the people who've done those things are criminals. You get the people who have something to hide, the people who feel that they can slow down the court process. You know, where their friends have cases that will send them to prison, where some of them also have cases. So they went and targeted this government-owned facilities. You get, they went to destroy the DNA lab. You get, they attacked they burnt a couple of courts.
Very specific.
They destroyed over 80 police stations. Do you get what I'm saying here? Those are attributes of criminals, not the real NSAS protesters who were protesting against criminals. I am happy that you know, this monument is being pulled down.
Yeah, it's being pulled down now
because
it's officially being
it's going to
built.
give way for something modern. I'm sure if they had their way, they would have kept that structure.
Yeah, kept the structure and just, you know.
But
it's
you know,
of course, we know with the burning, structurally, it's definitely not going to work anymore. It's sad for me because, like I said, this kind of thing should be like a major
piece of history here and there. Look at what when Governor Fashola was the governor of Lagos, when he was governor of Lagos, a place that used to be a prison, you know, smack dab in the center of Lagos Island, not far from this Igbo Sheriff, was converted into, you know, a museum and a hangout. There was an internet radio station situated there. There's a stage for live performances. So anytime I go to Freedom Park, it was not renamed Freedom Park. It was a prison. So the whole structures are still there, but it's now been turned into something that people want to go and just, you might want to go check out the grilled fish and stuff. You know, if you find yourself in Lagos or you're going to Lagos Island, go to Freedom Park. Good service, good food, good drinks and stuff.
Yeah,
ambience.
That's it.
But that was a prison.
That's what is for me. Like, as much as we want to modernize a lot of things, we should leave some things
preserved.
We really should preserve some things at the end of the day. But looks like Igbo Sheriff's Court is going to get a new look sooner than later. I'm talking about courts, yeah. I was going to talk about Nnamdi Kanu's co-defendants and the drama that happened in court today. But before we get to that point, the coroner's inquest on
Sylvester
Oromoni is still going on.
Shocking revelations.
And now the doctor, a medical doctor, had come out to say that the 12-year-old, after he was taken from school, was not taken to a hospital, but was in a church for several days.
They took him home, then took him to church. And the doctor who's speaking is a family doctor. He's been with them for at least 15 years. 15.
And
they attend the same church.
And they claim that he treated him for acute malaria for 5 days in church. And I'm wondering, okay, now, which, as much as a lot of people might not like to understand this, I strongly feel that something happened in that school.
Something went wrong.
Something definitely went wrong.
Sylvester was...
But I'm also of the opinion...
treated badly.
That...
And
if there was first aid...
What about the story, Dolupo, of the family sending someone in Lagos who was the one that took him to an hospital? Then he died. Nobody talked about the fact that he was actually transported from Lekki all the way to Delta State. In fact, I just found out today.
The videos of I remember the videos of him that were put out. It was obvious that I think it was in a room. It didn't look like it was in a hospital. The boy that was groaning in that much pain, and I'm wondering, hospital should be your first point of call.
When the presiding judge, I don't know if they're called that, and at the inquest, asked the family doctor a question. He asked him if Sylvester was taken to any hospital. The man said no.
He was treated at home.
I don't think a child. Let's even go, because we know something happened to Sylvester. You see the story, eh?
So now they're saying, according to the doctor, he said that he treated him for 5 days. Then when he wasn't getting better, which was the day he died,
they took him to the hospital.
They now referred him to Delta State Teaching Hospital. Are you kidding? Your license, I think his license needs to even be revoked.
Well, I'm not going to go that far. That's something for the medical council to decide. But my issue is with the school, the Darwin College, and how they allowed all those evil things to happen under their very noses. I don't believe the story about maybe it wasn't cultism. I don't.
No, I don't. I honestly feel that he was bullied. There was a lot of bullying involved.
Something happened to that boy. Now let's put that aside because I always like to go with science. I know, but why would your own family now react in a way that a child has been bullied? Let's go with the story of the bullying and the poisoning. Then you keep him in your house. Then you take him to church
for 5-6 days. That's the part I still
when
don't
are
get
we going
to
draw the line?
Like, okay, nobody's saying you should
religion.
Not pray. Why not take him to a hospital?
Can the pastor not go and pray for him?
In the hospital.
In the hospital.
That's it for me. Like, what part is, even if he's getting him to the hospital, is first aid. That is what first aid is called. And then you think keeping him in the house is the part I don't get.
Dolupo, a lot of hospitals will put it on their sign that we treat,
care,
or we care.
God cures.
God cures. So it's not as if doctors are adverse to religion.
Give them that care. Give the boy that care. I honestly think that the boy died with a lot of negligence. As much as people don't want to hear,
everybody's culpable now.
From the school to the parents, everybody is culpable.
Sad.
It is culpable. Sad. Unfortunately, a 12-year-old boy had to die for some people's negligence. That's it for me,
sad,
generally.
very sad.
That's it. And moving off that, and now the court, still talking about court. So today was supposed to be the court case that was supposed to see to the co-defendants of Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. There are 4 of them that were supposed to be in court today, and their own case bordering on treason and all that was supposed to start today. But unfortunately, they got to court, and the plaintiff's lawyer, that's the federal government's lawyer, was nowhere to be found. And according to reports, this really did anger the judge, that the judge now ordered that first the case was adjourned to March 17th because we know it was not going to go ahead without the lawyers in court. But she had also ordered that the defendants should be paid 50,000 naira each by the Attorney General of the Federation, and that this money had to be paid before the next court case,
which will be next week.
No, March 17th.
I thought it was February 7th.
No, March 17th.
Okay, so I'm probably mixing things up. I don't know. You have a strong case against someone.
Why you not in? Except you're telling me you're dying.
Court?
That's the only explanation.
I think this is a proper abuse of court process. And again, the accused is unfair on them because they are still alleged.
They're still alleged, so they still keep coming.
The more you delay,
the more they're in detention.
You know what they say: justice delayed is justice denied.
Yes. On this one, I agree completely with the judge.
But the thing is, when are they getting their 50-50K, and what are they going to do with it?
At this point, I think 50K is the list of their issues.
Exactly. So
anyway,
if the judge was going to award, should have awarded something.
I'm sure that the Attorney General, it probably wouldn't even get to the Attorney General before that money is being paid. But anyway, moving off that, and finally, before we go, there's a very funny issue that has been happening, and something like that.
Did you just say finally?
Yes. Well,
there's several things to run through. Don't finally also. Yeah,
no, what I mean is that this what won't talk about
entertainment
because the coups that is the cool
the wave of coups
that
especially
is happening
in West
Africa in the past few months, from last August to now. There's been about 4 attempts. 3 have been successful. The latest one that happened yesterday in Guinea-Bissau was repelled. Was said about 6 people died.
Yeah. We saw a video online when the presidential palace was attacked. We saw people with heavy, machinery, guns here and there, gunshots fired, and all of that. I'm happy that democracy has survived. I hope it's permanent, and ECOWAS might be forced to reactivate ECOMOG at some point because this is becoming
it looks like
a trend.
It's becoming a very what's the word now? Dangerous trend.
Very dangerous.
Very dangerous trend. I don't think that they would want this to continue.
Then again, also in Congo DR today, a power line, high tension power line, fell down on a market, some houses and all, and people have died, and I think some people have been injured and all of that. And the first thing that just came to my mind is, are we not supposed to avoid building structures under power lines? I'm sorry that this has happened to innocent people.
But it was another avoidable circumstance.
Regulatory bodies in Congo DR should have done better with this one.
Yeah.
And that's that on the foreign scene for us.
And on the foreign scene. And talking about we also got a bit of time. So the Nigeria and United Arab Emirates role has been back and forth for a while. And it's official, looks like
for all of you
for now because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow again.
Dubai.
For people that are going to Dubai, the federal government has agreed to allow flights back and forth.
So from the 5th of February,
that's on Saturday.
People going to Dubai or any part of the United Arab Emirates
can go straight now.
You can fly direct, and but you have to self-isolate.
You have to self-isolate. You have to
get tested.
And
it's until the result of your test come out before you are allowed to.
Which, honestly, I think generally, like all over the world now, I think traveling should be reduced to the barest minimum. If you really if it's not about business or it's an emergency or stuff, I think holidays is not as advisable as it should be.
Okay, away from that, I really like to breeze through a couple of entertainment stories. And one of the stories that's really trending out there on Twitter and, of course, on other social media platforms is a tweet by DJ Copy. DJ Copy was responding to the fact that everybody's talking about how Rihanna's baby bump is now the most talked about baby bump in the world. And then, again, happy birthday to Shakira and Gerard Piqué, our husband. They're both celebrated their birthday today, but guess what? There's a 10-year gap. She's 10 years.
Yeah, she's 10 years older than he is. That's a couple people never thought we're going to.
They've been together ever since.
I literally was talking about Shakira. Was it this morning?
Yeah,
Shakira. I know there was a conversation
apparently,
about Shakira.
I still don't lie. So Rihanna. Everybody's talking about the baby bump. She's pregnant for ASAP Rocky. Blah blah blah. And DJ Copy tweeted that she's still single and
Rihanna is pregnant.
And now, like a knight in shining armor, to the rescue is Nigerian artist with a blue tick, an amazing career in music. Is doing very well. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Vico.
I have a question. Isn't it Vico that posted a few weeks ago that he's broke and is about dying or something?
I don't know about that, but I just know that the latest post.
He did.
I don't know. The latest post is that he has told Copy that he wants to marry her. So maybe the jingle bells will now change to wedding bells very soon. Another one that's happened in the industry is a lady called C4 for Love. Who on Snapchat was tweeting about her birthday and what she wanted for her birthday, and she was even showing people where to buy those things on social media. Apparently her husband was disappointed. She's even married. And the husband goes, what a disgrace of a wife. A man went there and he was really miffed, and he said he tries his best to get her all the expensive things. And of course she's out there because there's this trend now. People go out on their birthdays.
write
And,
birthday
this is what I want and all of that.
See, I put it out there. It is fine bara. Begging.
Beggy.
All those wish list things, I think it is just fine bara. I'm sorry.
All right.
People might think like that, but it's unfortunate.
That's our show.
That's it. And on that note, that's all we able to take today on the Boom Bar. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We'll be back again tomorrow, but you can also catch a repeat of this boomradio.com.ng at 7 p.m. West African time. Or you can watch this video right here. It's on Facebook on Boom Radio, and it is on Boom Radio NG on YouTube. You can go back and watch it from the beginning if you join from the middle and all that. I'll be back again tomorrow. My name is Olajilukwa. You know, the one and only. And that person. Have a nice day.